Okay, let's make sure I'm broadcasting. Oh my gosh, this is so nerve wracking when I start a new project. Oh, yeah. All right, good. We're going to mute this so I can keep an eye on texts or chats. New managing moderators can support your channel even in more ways. Introducing managing moderators. These users have the same capabilities as standard moderators, but in addition, they can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live. Okay, if I have a few moderators come on, that'll be great. Okay, so it's going to be, this is nerve wracking. I will just tell you that painting a new painting is nerve wracking. Now, the nice thing is I can sand it down, and start all over again. That just takes more work. But what you're seeing up here is kind of what I'm going for. That's a lot of work. Might take me 2 days to try to get that effect. Now, what I've done, well, it's already taken 1 day. 6 hours of work already on this. And so what I did is I bought a piece of maple and I cut it and then I sanded it and then I burned it. So that is basically the drawing. And what I did in order to create some relief is that I really used my laser to burn deeper, around the eyes, around the nose, and the ears. So there are deeper lines in the lion. So that's what it is. So this image up here is also, I like to, so much visualization that happens with a painter. Let me put another image up there. And good. Where is it? Oh my God, it's huge. All right. So we're just going to put this. Let me shrink it down because it's massive image. So at first I lay down the white and then the shading. Now the nice thing is about a burns do help me with shading. Because when you paint on dark surfaces, the paint that you put out comes out a different color. And so, all right, so this one, the black and white image, is basically what I'm shooting for right now. And working on the shading underneath the colors, which will be basically yellows and auburns and browns. And then after, I know it's scary. After I get the base down, then I start layering on the colors on it. And colors at first are going to look really funky because what you end up doing is that just like the white and the black and the grays, you have to layer that. I'm working with acrylics, just craft acrylics. And when I'm done with this, then I'm going to put a finish over the top of it to really bring out the color. And when you put finish on top of color, an epoxy or a urethane, I think I've got some polyurethane. I've got some polyurethane for the wood. So the polyurethane, when I put it on there, really accentuates the colors. Now, I may, there's so much creative freedom when I paint. Um, I may use epoxy upon the eyes. Now, the neat thing about putting epoxy on just a specific point on a painting is that it gives it a three-dimensional effect. It lifts the colors and creates like our eyeballs. And I might put, I'll consider it as I paint whether the nose will also have it. Now, um, you know, lions' eyes are gold. They are a beautiful, beautiful gold. Um, Look at that. Yeah, it's sort of like an auburn gold. And where we would actually get that to really stand out on that. So, all right. I got my coffee. That's very important. I got my water. Got a piece of wood that I'll use for my palette. And a palette is very, very, very important too, because it allows you to put different colors on a surface and then mix them right there on the surface until you get the shades that you want. So, and this, then of course a towel. You need a towel. I have a towel. So I just got a scrap piece of wood, and then what I'll do is that I'll use this for my palette. So I'll put some white on here and some black, and what we'll do is we'll in between the globs of color, I'm going to mix them. Is what I'm going to do, because if you look at the finished one, we have right in the right above the brow, and then of course around the mouth, you really do have white. Now it's not pure white, so we have a yellowish white, an off white above the brow, mixing in with the hair, and then underneath the eyes, more of a almost a titanium white, but around the mouth it's more of it also is an off-white, but not in the yellow hue, actually in kind of a bluer hue around the mouth, the beard, and stuff like that. So when I look at colors, I have to see the other colors within those colors. And this is just a part of creating a picture. It just is. It's just part of creating a picture. And it is, well, it's nerve-wracking is what it is. Because at first you're going to see this, and it's going to look like crap. And it was like buying my 69 Dodge Charger. My wife did not understand why I bought that 69 Dodge Charger, because it looked like crap. And then as I sanded it and straightened its lines, it took a year and a half of just prepping the body. And you put what's called guide coats on it. And so there was pink, and then there was blue, and there was white, and there was black. And so the whole car looked blotchy. I mean, it looked like an impressionistic painting. And it got uglier before it got more beautiful. And that allowed me to see the low spots and the high spots on the body until finally I was ready to put the paint on. And when I painted the Charger, then my wife loved it. But in my mind, I knew what I was doing. Bigger canvas, a car. All right, guys. Let me go back to my YouTube channel here. Just keep an eye on you, just in case you guys are there. I'm losing my hearing in my right ear. You know what I should do? Get this thing on, because I really dislike this autofocus, as you guys know. So I'm going to go into the camera functions, take it off autofocus. So as you know, when I turn down the camera so you can see what I'm doing, it won't screw up. My desk, well, you'll see. Never judge a man by his desk, okay? Because it's organized-ish sometimes. I know what's on it. It's just a matter of finding it. I love coffee, guys. I really do. All right, let's get this thing turned down. All right, there's my canvas. Okay. All right. Like I said, I can always sand it down. This is a very thick piece of maple, by the way. It's almost 1.5 inches thick. This is a really thick piece of maple, so I've got a lot of surfaces. In fact, if I had a bandsaw, I could just cut this baby in half and make 2 pictures out of it. So this is my canvas. So I'm going to go to my YouTube channel. So if you guys do chat, I can see it. So I've got an array of brushes here, and I've got more behind me. It's usually my favorite brushes, obviously, so I've got a lot more behind me. So now we're going to take my palette and we're going to glob on some white. This is titanium white. It's very pure white. And then we're going to take on lamp black. Just put some black on there. Black is a very, 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 very strong pigment. And you really don't need much, believe me. You don't need much black to tint any color. Black will last forever. So basically, I take a what do you call that? It's a popsicle stick. That's what it is. That's what it's called. And I'm going to take some of this white, just sort of pull it over here, and then very, very little of the black, and put that in that white. See what that did? I mean, oh my gosh, that's just so much tint. And I barely put any black in there. So now it's a gray. But we're going to bring more white into it. And more white until I get a white that I like, which is basically an off-white. So black it just goes forever, is what it does. I'm using all this white. I mean, your first... Again, we're just laying... When you paint, you basically work from the back forwards. And that's kind of what you do. So you have to think inverse. Now, this is just a fan brush. Just to help me get colors down. So we're just laying down sort of a base. So it's going to look it's going to look sloppy, is what it's going to look. Now you want to brush the way the hair goes, because we're making hair. Okay? We do not want to change the direction of the piece of art. And I'm always looking at the picture. I really am. I want to almost hypnotize myself with the picture. And, sort of forget about everything as I bring this base into this. Now, I do focusing on the lighter areas of the lion right now. Is what I'm doing. And it's all, in the end, this actually will make sense. It really will. In the end, this will make sense. But, yeah, I mean, a lot of people ask me how, a couple of my paintings have sold this week. That's why I'm doing this one. And fan brushes are, these things are great. I love fan brushes. They just work really, really well for me and the way I move a brush. I like doing bigger pieces. So it's a very heavy board. By the way, it really is a very heavy board. Maple is a hardwood, and and it's it's heavy. That's just what it is. Doesn't it? See, the nice thing about your first layer, you really don't have to go, it doesn't have to be neat. because we're putting darker colors on top of it. You know, that's what we're doing. I should put this on my YouTube or my Facebook channel too. Let me share this. Hey, eh, I'm doing okay. I mean, the fact that I'm painting right now is a really, really, really big deal. Um, so it's let me put this on here. Control V. There we go. And my hearing is gone on my right side, though. Completely, I mean, pretty much completely deaf in my right ear. And I have to get a hold of my doctors today about that. And then, of course, the stroke I had. Because we have to work on my heart. And all that's got to be done. You know, that's all that's got to be done. We got stuff to do. We got stuff to do. Alright, we're going to bring this in here. And again, we're just sort of laying the basis for the lighter portions of the tiger. And a lot of people, my hands really aren't as steady as they used to be because of my brain damage. So I use my laser to burn the image. And it's a nice advantage of having that. Yeah, I would love to fish some too before, the ice starts. Me too, but I don't see that happening anytime soon, unfortunately. Alright, what do we got here? And again, we got to sort of paint the white base in the same, we need to make that texture on this. Really need to make the texture on this of the hair, because the strokes that you see here are going to be important to the overall, texture. I mean, making fur, it's not that easy. It just isn't that easy. That's all right. I think we can handle it because I've made fur before. And I've made feathers. Feathers are hard. Basically, feathers are kind of like fur. Yeah. Tips of the hair are very light, so we need to make sure that we lay a good base of white on that. Doodle, hair, fur, whatever. Hair, fur. I have a buddy that's got more hair on his body than a gorilla. I call it fur. Okay. All right, so that is that. So now we're going to take add a little more black to this. White. Need to put more white down. We need to start shading it underneath. Now, you're wondering, why do I shade the bottom coat? Because you weren't on earlier, but when you lay paint down, what's under it does something to the color. So if you want a more yellow, you're going to put a white base underneath it. If you want more of a sort of a darker, a medium yellow, you're going to put a darker base underneath it. And that's what basic paint takes on characteristics of the base underneath it. So, and you want to that base to help you in the end to make the shades that you want. So this is a slightly darker, more of a gray, but it's very light gray. This is a light gray. So that's basically what we're doing here. That's definitely what we're doing. The blacks are going to be at the end. So we're going to do the blacks at the end. So we're basically tinting what I'm going to be putting on top of this. That's what we're doing. Like I said, it's going to look kind of gross to you for a while. But it will, you'll see it in the end, it's. But look at the black and white picture above me. I'm right here. And you'll kind of get kind of a gist of kind of, the layer of it. Yeah, so. Because when you paint, you got to do it in layers. You just can't put paint on a canvas. I never learned that technique. Maybe, Bob Ross, he did it, I guess. Not that he always layered. When you look at it, it's like it's layer, layer, layer. So, all right, we're going to rinse clean that off a bit. Now, there's a lot of different things. We're going to do some rubbing. So there'll be some rubbing and as we progress. Yeah, yeah, free fish weekend. It's not this month, is it? Do we have a free fish weekend this month? I'm gonna have to look that up. I know we do in February. That's a ice fishing event. We always do it on the free fish weekend. At least we try. I think last year we didn't, or this year we didn't get the free fish weekend on Apple. All right, so now we're going to use sort of an ochre. It's an orange yellow ochre. So we're going to use a yellow ochre. And you always build on the brightest colors. So as we move up in the color spectrum, we're going to go from white to grays to yellows, which are very, very bright. And we're going to move this yellow more into the red tones, which I can put a red in here. So, like I said, when you look at these pictures, you got to really analyze the colors. Yeah. Let's see, here we go. Take this thing out. Trash is behind me. Oh, there we go. There we go. Is anybody? All right, now we're going to put some of the yellow ochre on here. We're going to use a lot of this, so. All right. See, when you use your brush, you just want to dip a little bit, but then sort of wipe it off, because you can continue to just lay colors down. That's the beautiful part about, when you start to paint. It's like you just start laying colors down, and then we're going to, we got to do some rubbing. Do some rubbing. So I'm painting this to display in the gallery because we've sold a few of my stuff in the gallery, which is good. So we gotta put more stuff in the gallery. Friday, if this piece turns out good, we will have this in the gallery. I'm barely touching the canvas right here because around the mane, we're just trying to get that. Well, look at the mane. It's just crazy. I don't know. You probably can't really tell. See this layer. But, I know. it's sort of like working on that 69 Dodge Charger. You know, it's just my wife, she couldn't see what I envisioned when I started doing the body work and stuff like that on it. In fact, she refused to go into the garage. She hated that thing. It was the ugliest thing. She's thinking, why would my husband ever buy that thing? And she didn't understand it, to be honest, until until I was able to get some color on it other than guide coats. And guide coats are ugly, just like this. This is kind of like, it's kind of like a guide coat. You know, kind of. So now, I'm going to show you a technique in a second then. It's kind of cool. And it's called rubbing. I call it rubbing. It's probably something else. You know, it's probably got a blending. Blending, I should say. We're going to start doing some blending here. I guess that would be the proper term of it. And we're just basically looking. And again, I want you guys to so now, taking a big fat brush. Hey, Scott. How are you, bud? So, I've been so this is what we call sort of blending. We're just taking a dry brush, just working what little paint I've already put on this. And, because this has got to look like hair. So it can't look like a brush stroke. It's got to look like hair. And the fine bristles on this brush allows me to lay down one layer of hair at a time. And So I know it's hard for you to see, but this is just like one layer of hair. It's like taking a bald man and building his toupee. And that's basically what we're doing here. All right. Now we're going to lay down more ochre until we get a decent enough base. And what we're going to do, we're going to highlight it. I know, guys. It looks like crap right now, probably. But again, more blending, more blending. Till we start getting colors that we want to see. And I'm constantly looking up my picture, constantly, because I want to get as close to possible. There's that beautiful picture of a lion. Now, you're probably wondering, why did I pick a lion and not a fish? Because when I buy a piece of wood, the wood kind of tells me what it wants. It just does. And this is a maple, a piece of maple. And it's blonde, maple is. It's got these really cool curls in it, sort of like a, forgot what it's called now. This is what happens when you have brain damage. It's got sort of a beautiful burl to it. That's what it's called, burl. And it just said lion. Now I have another piece that I have in my laser right now that later I'll start working on the burning of it. And that will be a wolf. But, I love big cats. I was raised around big cats. And lions were not very playful, I'll just tell you that. Tigers were playful, but lions were not. They just had an attitude, lions do. And we couldn't play with them as kids like we could tigers and cheetahs. And cougars were awesome, by the way. They were really the best. We had one as a house cat. So, all right, now we're going to take this. This is our blending brush, and we're very violent with this right here, because I want to sort of push and get that layer to look more and more like fur, and always going in the direction of the fur. Very important. And I'm really pushing down on it because I do not want sort of globs on this, and so I want more and more of a fur look about it. And it's just one layer at a time, guys. I know it's kind of weird, but this is how you do it. This is how I do it. Now, I've never taken a lesson on painting. To be honest, I'm completely self-taught, and my father was an artist, cartoonist, and an artist. He did big pieces too. He liked carving. He was more of a pen and ink man than he was a painter, although he did do a few pieces painting. And I remember one time, I don't know how I saw it, but I must have been about 4 or 5 years old, because that's about when he left. And he all right, let me look at this picture again. Real important, always look at your picture and visualize what you want to do with it. So I'm going to take some raw umber, put it on my palette. I want to see what colors I can get in there. It's got that little stopper thingy in it, like the other one did. But my health sucks. My family's worried. Like I said, I am losing my hearing. But you don't need hearing for art and fishing. You just don't. This is a very dark color, so you really don't need to put a lot on the palette. And we're going to take this. We're going to take some of my ochre. We're just taking just a little bit of that, just a little bit. And we're going to mix that into there to try to get that yellow, that ochre, a little darker for highlights and change the color of it. Okay. And that, and we're going to, of course, blend this. That's what you're going to do. You're going to blend it. Blend, 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 blend. Yep. Again, you're probably thinking, gosh, well, you're kind of sloppy. It's kind of the way. I mean, think about it. It's hair. And it's not like the tiger had a barber and it went to a beauty salon, right? Yeah, it's got, you know. Again, we're just working layers, 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 layers. Blend, 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 blend. That's what we're doing, is blending layers. The neat thing too is I use this big old fat brush. It picks up a little bit of color, and so I could take it and put it where I want to take the burn that I put on this board and sort of color the burn. And so now my nose, the nose on this this lion, whatever am I doing, is starting to look more and more like fur. And that is actually a really neat effect you can do with a blending brush. And that's what we're doing, because I want that fur on there. And it's really short fur on the nose. It's not the mane, you know. So that's what we're doing. There we go. A little bit of blend. I got the email right after Thanksgiving. Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, we're going to have to figure. I'll have to ask, like the what? Well, you know, they don't do anything for this particular one. Maybe that's why Jade asked me how I was feeling. I actually told her. Maybe they want to do something. I don't know. We'll have to call. I don't know. something. I don't know. Let's see. I'll give them a call. I have so much going on, you know. I mean, health-wise, my family. I mean, literally, I'm losing my hearing. Don't know why yet. We'll figure it out. We always figure it out. Well, we don't always figure it out. We get close. We get close to figuring it out. All right. Blending brush. Again, this is a violet brush. This one right here, you just sort of working it, pushing it in and out. But then I take the little bit that I just picked up, because this is really short fur on the lion, and we're just trying to get, when we start working with blacks, you know, to get the nose, the mouth crease, and stuff like that. The real shading starts. And this is where now the neat thing is the grain of the wood helps with the fur. That's a cool thing. So my canvas works really, really well to help me achieve what I want. I almost see the line start to come out, peek out a little bit. You know? Can almost see the line kind of peek out, right? Little bit here, little bit there. Still looks like a mess. All right. I think that's all the blending is going to actually happen. Now we're going to take, again, we're building on that, this yellow, and we're basically taking the umber, and we're mixing it in with the ochre is what we're doing, and we're just creating a darker, more yellow brown. That's why the ochre and the umber, because that's starting to, you know, it's sort of looking more gold. Gold is actually a brown, believe it or not. It really is. I mean, to an artist, gold's a brown. It's in that spectrum. Try to do it when it's still a little more wet. Again, it kind of looks a little sloppy. You know, I guess painting requires vision, and I know what my next steps will be, so I actually have the vision where I'm trying to tell you guys what that vision is, but it's really hard for you. Just tearing up this one brush. What the colors right now. I'm going to have to start putting some red in here pretty soon. I have to go to the other table and find my red. And because there's a lot of red in the lion's mane, believe it or not. So far, I'm satisfied with what, I'm starting to see. I really am. I'm starting to really enjoy the coloring. Don't worry about this white here. We're going to, again, we're going to reapply white and blacks and stuff like that. We're just kind of building all these other colors right now. So I'm not really focused on, the beard around the eyes too much. Although now you're starting to see me work on the fur around the eyes, because the fur is very, very tight and short. You can see around the nose right here, kind of what I've been doing. Oh no. Gotta watch out where I'm putting my palette here. Fix it. Let me look. Always look, always look, always look. I'm going to mix some more umber into this. To go over there and get my reds. Hey, Timmy. I'm painting a lion. You probably can't tell. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. All right, I need to go get some red. So I'm going to put that there, put that there. I'll be right back because it's only about 8 feet behind me. I'll be right back. All right, get the red. Get the red. Red? Oh, yeah, there's red. That's scarlet. That's pretty bright. Burnt sienna. That's a good color. We're definitely going to need this. And we need a few more brushes. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm going to have to modify a brush a little bit, I think. All right. Here we go. Coming back. Coming back around the green screen. All right. Thanks, Timmy. So, we got more colors. More colors. A few more brushes. This is a cheap throwaway brush. So we can cut it up and do some fun stuff with that brush. So we need We're going to go with the burnt sienna. Does this have a little thingy in it? Yeah, let me take that out. Oh, that's nice. It just stayed right where it should stay. Painting can get messy. Just a little bit. Burt Sienna, Burt Reynolds. You know, Burt was an interesting character when he was around. He really was. Alright, I need to look at this color and look at my picture. Rinse my brush off a little bit. The nice thing is you really, as you build colors, you really don't need to clean the brush that much. Because you're using that color for other stuff, so. Alright. Take some of that, put it over here. And this is why palettes are very, very, very important. To use a palette to mix your colors. And you really don't need a lot of paint when you're doing hair, because we're blending a lot, right? We're just blending a lot. And that's kind of what we're doing. Blend, 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 blend. See how important blending is. Blending is real important. And you try to do it all, when you're working on it. It is a fairly violent little thing to do, is blending. But it does accomplish its end. Drunk McCrea was. He was good. He did so much. I mean, Deliverance. That was a very serious role, and everybody knows Deliverance. I mean, oh my God. Nippy, squeal like a pig. It's just... a little too much there. That's all right. We got black to put in here. We'll put some more yellow. Yeah, that Deliverance, I mean, dude. Deliverance was something else. That movie scared the crap out of you. You ain't gonna go rafting, that's for sure. Unknown territory. Especially in places like Bama. Yeah, we'll fix that here. Oh, there we go. That looks good. That's looking good. Dueling banjos. I'll tell you, there is a video on my website or my YouTube channel. It's called Deliverance. Because when I just got stranded out on Upper Klamath, and so when I edited it, I put the dueling banjos in the back. For those people who know. That's funny. It really was pretty funny. I really didn't think I was going to make it back. I didn't think I was going to make it back. But I did. Thanks to the Sheriff's Department and rescue boat. I've had so many close calls on the water, it's ridiculous. I guess you spend a lot of time on the water. I guess you'll have those stories. You know? Nope. Really light strokes sometimes. Again, we want to we don't want you to see the stroke itself. So that's why we blend so much, in this. We want the stroke to look almost like a natural part of the hair. So you're always blurring it. Basically, it's what blending is. You're blurring it. You are blurring it. Blur, blur. Little at a time. So got to be very patient when it comes to this stuff. It's like fishing, right? It's kind of like fishing. So I don't like fishing. Let's see what you got there. Yeah, that wasn't too good. We didn't make it up to the lake all this year. Lisa broke her shoulders. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, 7 ribs? That beats anything I've ever done. Wow. How did you, how'd she do that? How do you break 7 ribs? How do you break 7 ribs? My goodness. Wow. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Wow. 7. Oh my gosh. You can't breathe. I mean, it's hard enough to breathe with one, just an impact injury. Yeah, just. It's hard to breathe with just one rib broken. I broke my sternum. You remember that? It's hard to breathe in. It's a big bone to break. I didn't even know really what a sternum was until I broke it. Did that at the lake. Did that at the lake. Yeah. I guess the more outdoor stuff you do, more likely you're gonna just be whooped on. Kind of sort of get a glimmer on the nose a little bit. Little lighter shades right there. A lot more texture in there. Yeah, they. I'm amazed that it worked. But you know, what do I? What do I know? I don't know. You know, I'm just amazed that it worked. Really am amazed that it worked. Yeah, should be able to go salmon fishing right outside my front door pretty soon. Yeah, that'll be cool. Have I ever caught well, I've caught kokanee, but never a chinook or a coho. Yeah, yeah, no, that the ladders were a big thing. You know, they weren't sure about, their migration on those ladders. Because, technically, they were going to work. They're fairly newer ladders. There was like, God, my brain, I swear I have lost a lot of my brain power. I just very frustrating. It's bad enough I'm losing my hearing, but I lose my brain. That's no fun. I hate losing my brain. It's the only one I got. Oh, lose your brain. The only one I got. Oh no. Yeah, it's just, it's very frustrating. You know, my my right ear is just wailing away on me, and it's not deaf. It's hard to explain, but it's like static, really loud static. And it is, well, it's maddening because it's never quiet in my head. Never quiet in my head. So much noise. So much noise that that it is, there's just so much noise in my head. I just I just wanted to go stop. Yeah. She's real worried. Yeah. With all the stuff. I haven't even started, I've layered this stuff now, but we haven't made the fur yet. So we're going to watch. You'll see. But you can see where the fur is going to be. You can see where the fur is going to be. Well, it's the whole head, actually. Of course, you can see where the fur is going to be. But you can see where it's basically. All right. I'll give my love to Lisa. I'm so sorry that she has experienced all that pain. Give my love to her. If she ever wants to have a listening ear, that's really the way I'm described now. Got a listening ear. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, enjoy PT. Basically, this is pretty much a dry brush almost. This technique, trying to get a shading in here. Gotta work on that ear. I'll figure that ear out in a moment. Basic, very little paint you lay down on this. See it, Timmy? Very little paint you lay down on this. quick strokes. Very little paint. And you sort of do it with the motion. With the motion. Motion, motion, motion. Smaller blending brush. Little bits here and there, you know? Little bits here and there. Trying to get a color. Line. I know it, I'm working on it. Working on it. Okay. I'm gonna have to modify a brush in a second. start this and that. We'll have to get the rub on there. This looks, it's getting better. Getting better. Alright, I need to get another cloth because this cloth is not going at my. Give me this thing. Cut a few things out of here. First, we're going to make this stiffer. There we go. That'll probably do. Let's see. Basically, I cut this brush, make it really stiff. And I want to almost etch into this thing with a little bit of water, a little bit of paint, and create some lines where the hair is. And we want, it's kind of like a blending brush, but we're wetting the paint a little bit in order to expand it. Hey, Bello. We have a new cat, by the way. His name is Cole. If you follow me on Facebook, you know about him. I have my Facebook thingy, what do you call it, link down below on all my videos. A lot of just plain old just rubbing. My fingers with this brush. Just trying to make some hair here. That's what we're doing. It looks very different once you get the finish on it. It's more than just what you're seeing right here. You'll see. Being kind of violent with it. Beating it up a little bit. I am enjoying what it's starting to look like, though, you know. And I'm happy, I think, with it so far. And said, it's kind of a violent moment in my painting. Now there's, like I said, I have never had lessons. I'm sure there are some really cool techniques to do this and really cool brushes. I don't know. These are super cheap brushes. Obviously, since I just clipped the end off of one. Oh, thanks, Scott. Shush. A tree. Well, I don't care what you see with it. As long as people buy it, I'm cool. They can buy it free. I'm good. I'm cool with that. With a lion's face hidden in it. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with it. You know, God, you don't have to see what I see. I want you to see what I see because I work hard on it. But, you know, silly. You're working on it. Like I said, this part, it's part of the blending process, but you just got basically putting texture in there with a very stiff bristle brush. It's almost like taking a what do you call it? What are those steel? Steel brushes we use in automotive to clean parts. Wire brushes. Yeah. Basically, it's like a wire brush. Push, 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 push. Little strokes. It's a good looking tree. Wait till the finish is put on it. Sell this tree to you, Scott. It's a heavy. It is a maple tree, by the way. This is maple. We're painting on a nice, beautiful piece of maple. All right, we got to do something here. I'm going to take a knife. Oh, where's my white? We're taking my knife. And we're going to make some whiskers. It's too sharp, I think. I never got into oil painting. Never got into oil. I've always been an acrylic guy. You know? Acrylics, they dry faster. So, oils, they take 24 hours or so to dry. But I guess that gives you a lot more time to fix your mistakes. This one, it dries almost immediately, and it is gotta be quick. I started with acrylics. Then my mom got me into oils. Oh, well, it kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense that mom did that. We're just blowing on it. Help it dry a bit. All right. I gotta get a. Oh. Polyurethane. Yeah. Polyurethane. And or disposable brushes. Oh, I need a mixer. Need a mixer. Thank you. There you are. Oh, it's no good. My polyurethane went bad. No good. Okay. Gotta go to plan B. That's useless. That is useless. Wow, that's a lot of it. I have a plan B. I'm just wondering if I have a plan 8.5. Wow. I wasn't sure about it. I should have looked. All right. I think my first I'll put this on there. Tongue oil. And then we're going to put a coat of epoxy over it. You know what we're going to do. Yeah, it does. That's all right. I've been so sick, I haven't been doing a lot of art, so. I want to bring out this grain a bit. And tongue oil will help bring out the grain. And then we will. Now, the cool thing about epoxy really blends the paint colors really cool. More so than polyurethane. And it gives a finish that is just amazing. I love this grain on this piece of maple. It's just a beautiful piece. So, all right. There's that. And I need a lot more than just one of these cups, but that's all right. It's 50-50 parts on epoxy. That was the resin. This is the hardener. I think. No, this is the resin. That was the hardener. This will still look really, really good, if not better. Sometimes a mistake works out so much better than your initial plan. And if all just works out bad, this is such a thick piece of wood, we just sand it down. We start over. All right. We mix briskly. We're not going to put, basically we're just putting a thin layer of epoxy over the top of this. Not a lot. Although, now that I put the tongue oil on there, that'll help the sealed wood so it doesn't suck up a lot of it. That'll help. Although not in this area. Although the paint helps seal it. Painting with my laser? Well, that is actually etched with my laser. It is etched. So there is a relief to this. So. Mix it really good for a minute or two or three. They say 3 minutes. This is such a small quantity. these disposable brushes. And we're going to pour it on top. Oh my gosh! And we're just going to do this. I'm going to add heat to this to really get this epoxy to lay flat. Got a heat gun over here. And I just want to epoxy the line itself, so for the most part. I mean, I don't need them. The tung oil makes the wood look just fine. But you can see what the epoxy is doing to the lion. Looks really cool. When it sort of glistens and takes on a 3D look. What is that? Oh, we don't want that. It's a hard piece. I put more than one layer of this on there. Okay. So now we're going to take the heat gun to it. Over here. Mr. Heat Gun. Oh, is it pretty plugged in? Yep. Put the heat gun to it. And it helps get all the bubbles out too. Use heat on it, the bubbles will disappear. And help, warm it up, obviously, and then level it out. I'm just making sure everything's covered. You can see it's almost like looking at the lion through glass now. You can see the bubbles just disappear now. Oh yeah, I remember the email. I am trying to read that from the distance here. I love art is, well, it's scary is what it is. Because criticism is not something we all want. You know? Criticism is hard to take. When it's something you created, and you care about. It's just hard. I love it when somebody spends money on my art because that's flattering that they're willing to do that. very flattering. Take their hard-earned money and give it to me for something I created. I just find that very, very flattering. Just want to make sure everything's where it should be. Where's my towel? There it is. It's behind my butt. I'm gonna lay this flat and let it dry. But that's it. I mean, it'll dry. But what do you think? I told you that the finish will just make it look crazy cool, and so it looks really cool, I think. And we'll put a hanger on this, sign it, and put it in the gallery. Those air bubbles will finish to work themselves out. Probably get it down here a little bit. Keep those up. Get them on the beard there. There they go. All right. That is a lion. Yeah, thanks, Scott. Yeah, it's the finish really makes it pop on the wood. So the tongue oil helps lift that grain and make that grain look real pretty. And then we've got the line right there. It's kind of my way of creating art. It's kind of unique at the gallery, and evidently somebody liked it because they bought 2 of my pieces, and they said they're coming back for 2 more. So I'm going to make, obviously I made this line, and I'm going to make a wolf next. I'm going to burn the wolf. That should take about 6 hours for the wolf to burn in that other piece of maple. Then I have a smaller piece of maple. I want to make a really cool cribbage board, because my CNC machine hasn't been used in a while. It needs to warm up. But yeah, I gotta lay this out flat, so that just goes ahead and dries nice. So, but yeah, it turned out pretty good. I'm always afraid when I do a piece, when I start it, and because I don't know how it's going to turn out. You build on it, 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 and you hope in the end this is what you got. But you really, to be honest, you don't know. I kind of plan on doing my best, but reside to the fact I'm going to sand it down and erase it. But this one turned out pretty good. So this one will be for sale. I sell these for $75 if you're wondering, over at the gallery. These are sold for $75. So we'll have to buy some wire hangers for the back of it, some eyes and some wire. But I usually use large sawtooths, but the gallery wants wire hangers, so I said, all right, I can put wire hangers on my stuff. I mean, it's wood. So, but yeah, this turned out good. I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. So, I mean, if you had 75, would you pay for 75 for it? I mean, that's really the idea. I probably get more, but the piece of wood only cost me 80, and I do 2 pieces off of it on my time. Yeah, I probably should ask for more. Maybe ask for 99 on this one. I don't know. All right. All right, we'll set this down someplace. Over here on my sink. That's what we'll do. There we go. That looks level. Yeah, it looks good. I always love it when things work out. You know, that's really cool. So I've already got let's get these cleaned up. These are garbage. And so I've got the wolf already on my program, ready to start etching. So we got to measure, make sure my gap is good on my, should be. It's the same gap on the other one. And we'll start the laser process on that. And tomorrow we'll paint that. That's what we'll do. It's a beautiful wolf. I mean, I think, well, the picture is beautiful. I've never done a wolf, although I'd never done a lion until now either, so. You never do anything until you do it. Right? There's a lot of firsts in hobbies. But if you don't suck it up and just do it, you're never going to do it. Always forget my coffee. All right. What we'll do, we'll take these, make those disappear. And then I'll show you, let's see, do I have a display? I have a display tab in here someplace. Oh yeah, display capture. There it is. Make sure everything is, yeah, I got nothing to worry about there. No private information. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to screen capture, and you're going to see a bunch of, basically OBS there. And then we're going to go to, look, this is my light burn. And that is the initial etch on this wolf. Now, I got to make sure my gap is right on my laser. Turn on my filtration system. Okay, gotta lift it just a bit. And start my filter. I have a really nice air filter on this. I'm going to crank it. So you can see I've got, my speed is 2,000, 80% power. All right, fine. There you go. Let me see where it is. Update my overlay there. So there's my wood. So it looks like my wood needs to be pushed up some. Let's put this at home. It's not moving. Sometimes the comm changes on me. Don't know why. Come on. There it goes. It's weird. Get an update. Software. Center that. Nice thing about having a camera. Alright, now let's look at camera, update overlay. Okay, now we're up. We're good. We might make the image a little smaller. Now, I got a sort of test an area here. We're just going to go to the bottom. I want to see where it is. I want to go over here to the far left, see where it ends up. Top of the ear. See where it ends up. Okay, it looks pretty high. Far right. We're going to okay, fine. Here. Bring it down. And do that again. I just want it nice and centered on my piece of wood. As best as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it. Look at that ear. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Let's bring that home. Yeah, you can see the camera up there and the piece of wood. All right. Remember, you can always sand it. 2080. Hit preview. Okay. I'm okay with that. Oh, it's whatever. And I want to hit start. And now it's etching. Now this will take a few hours to do all these, I assume. And then what I'll do, I'll gauge the depth because I'm at 80% at 2,000. I might go over it a second time. And then I'll start removing a lot of these things and focus on the face and the eyes, and do these until I get a deep enough burn to where I'm happy with it. And then take it out, clean it up, and paint it. I know. Go figure. All right, there I is. And that's how you make one of these. Now you've seen the burn and you've seen the painting. And that one will probably go for $100, $99, 100, whatever. Yeah, whatever. That's another good looking piece of maple, so. Okay, where are you? Oh, you're here. And then frame. It will trace the image out with the laser. Yeah, I actually already did all that. But, you know, it's the burn I wanted, and I already set that up the way I wanted it. So we'll see. I mean, the wolf image is pretty cool looking. I could just burn the photo into it, you know, the PNG, like I did with the lion. But I think the lion, I wanted more of that shading in there because there was so much hair on that thing. This one, I did it like I normally do. So we'll see how this turns out. We'll see how this turns out, and we'll see. All right, I think that will end this broadcast. Scott, thanks for popping in. I really appreciate it. Hit like. I don't think anybody's hit like. So, Scott, hit like. Make me feel better. And yes, go. You know. I use the shift trace to line up the image. And, well, it doesn't always see the material the way. Cameras are great for, I mean, this camera is good for, you know, an idea. And then I go ahead and I use, you know, then I'll use points and move the laser around to make sure that it's proper. But it is amazing that cameras are not accurate. You think they would be, but they're not. They're not accurate. Not on this. And this is an atom stack laser. It's only 10 watts. Oh yeah, you got to use the long things. The camera is nice, but I mean really nice. I should say that, but it's not accurate. So it gives you an idea of, you know, what you're about to do, but you still have to line it up properly. This just helps make lining it up easier. But, you know, this is only it's a 20 watt. This is a 20 watt atom stack. And I've got a really nice filter. Who makes that? Fume Clear. That is a really good filter. You don't have to, blow it out the window or anything. I mean, this is filters aren't cheap, but neither was it. But, you know, my lungs are super bad, so gotta suck it up and clean it up. And then, so this will take about 5 hours, my guess, after all the, all of the detail I want brought out on it. And then tomorrow we'll paint the wolf tomorrow. I'm thinking about going to the movies today though. It's $5 day. That new Predator movie or the Tron Ares movie, one of those two. That's what I'm thinking about. and my son will go with me. I love monster movies though. And the Predator movie is just a weird take on Predator. Got mostly good reviews, and the people that didn't like it didn't like what they did with the Predator, not with the movie itself. They didn't like the premise because he's the antagonist. So, oh, I don't know what it said. Let me look at the preview. Ah, yeah, it says, but it's never that accurate. It's an under promise, over deliver. Yeah, is what that is. I think that's 7 minutes, 26 seconds. I do have it at 2,000, so, and it's making pretty good progress right now. So, a lot of little things. So, yeah, my guess, it's 34% done right now at 7 minutes. So my guess, in about 20 minutes, it'll be done. So, not 7 hours. It'll be about 20 minutes on this scan. And then I'll look at it and see what I want to do on top of it. I'll probably redo this. I don't like going 100% because it'll give, even though I have an air system on it, it still can burn. So I do have an air blower on it. But, you know, I'm not in a rush. It's only 20 minutes for this one, and then I'll do it again and again until I'm happy, and then I'll start deleting lines. I'll ungroup this and delete certain lines in order to do it again and again until I get to where, you know, it's just stuff. It's not 7 hours. It might take me 7 hours. I don't know. You know, between breaks, the movies, redoing it, and stuff like that. But it'll. Let me see if I can find a picture of that wolf. Let's see. Image. Put the image up. Wolf. Wolfie. And it'll be in my download because I created it with AI. This wolf image. That's it. That's what you're going to see in the end. Hopefully, it's a beautiful image of a wolf. So, yeah, we'll see. You never know. I thought about doing an otter. Not a lot of detail in an otter. This one's got a lot of blue, a lot of reds in it. It's just a beautiful, you know, picture of a wolf. And I thought this would sell better than an otter. So, but that's what I'm going to be. That's what I'm going to be shooting for on this one. Yeah, it looks pretty good though. I mean, in a picture, AI. It's not a real wolf. It's just an AI version of a wolf. So it's sort of got brown eyes, sort of a light brown eyes. So with a little bit of red in it, and then, but yeah, you can see a lot of blue in the gray, and sort of a Wedgwood. Highlights in there, and then the red is just beautiful. So it's a beautiful burnt red in it, in that coat. It'll be challenging, especially in the white portions of it. It'll be pretty challenging. So it's looking pretty good right now. So Anyway, this is what we'll be doing tomorrow. This is what we'll be doing tomorrow. Well, this machine does this. Yeah, I thought about putting it in my CNC machine to really give it a lot of relief. A lot of relief. I mean, because I could bore it out. This is a good piece of wood, 1.5 inches thick, so I can actually bore that out and do a full relief on that wolf if I want. It takes a long time on a CNC machine to do that. Long time. But it would look... Maybe I'll do it on the smaller piece. And then do something on it that way. Because I could do... It's a lot of passes. A little there, a little there. I'll think about it. But it'd be fun to do, a CNC relief on that and then paint it. It's all or nothing on that. With that, though, you can't sand it off. It would be, maybe with the smaller one. And I'll probably do the otter. The otter would be pretty cool with the smaller one. And in the background, put water. Just do the relief of the otter itself swimming in the river. And then on the background, create the water. It's only going to be like 10 by 14. Or not even that. It's like 7 by 14. But I think it would look really cool. It would take a long time. It would take a long time because the CNC would have to, take all that wood away and just build, create the otter. And I don't think my family would like all that noise down here. It's great that I got an air filtration, but it ain't soundproofing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. But not on the wolf. I have... Let me show you the picture of the otter I had AI do. Image. Otter. Show you the image of the otter. And yeah, do a reverse relief on this otter. And so the otter would stand out, and then just put the water in the background. So do a reverse relief on that. And so the otter is 3D, but the water is in the background. I could do something like that. Water's not that hard to do, believe it or not. It's not that hard to do. And since it isn't really the focal of the image, it really is the otter. I don't think the water is not going to be really the focal point. It's the otter. But see, look at the otter. The striping of its fur. And really, nobody's going to look at the body of the otter as much as they will the face of the otter. So I think this could be a pretty cool piece on that smaller piece of wood. So yeah, we'll see. I'll think about it. It's going to take a long time for the CNC to do the reverse relief on it. I have a really good bit for it though. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. But that's pretty much, the wolf is this piece. And then the otter, maybe. together piece. I think it would look really cool as, a rectangle because the otter's long. I might have AI do a different picture with this idea. Um, you know, AI image making is free. But I've been writing songs. Go to my Facebook. I've been writing songs. Some really fun songs. My latest one is Eggnog Injustice. My wife wanted me to make happier songs because I've been writing sad songs lately. Health issues. All right, buddy, Scott. We'll see you tomorrow if you pop in, and try to get some more content on this YouTube page because I haven't been doing too good. So we'll do that. We'll get some content. And I know this isn't fishing, but it's painting, and I do paint baits, and we'll get to that. I got hundreds of baits to paint. So, all right, buddy, you take care. Thank you much. Hit like, thumbs up.